Hi, everyone. It's George LaRocque at WorkTech, and I'm thrilled to be here with the co-founder and CEO of SeekOut, Anoop Gupta. We're continuing our conversations with leaders in the space, tech providers in the space that are rolling out new generative AI and chat GPT driven solutions. And as I've said before, rather than pontificate about the opportunities and theorize about, what leaders in HR and talent acquisition will have access to, I thought, let's bring the innovators to the show and let's hear it straight from them. So Anoop, I can't wait to hear more. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, George. I'm delighted to be here and share what we've been doing. So thank you.
Great. Well, you've been here before, but just in case, and and SeekOut has a great brand in the market, so most people know about you, but just in case, can you just maybe introduce yourself for a few seconds and tell everyone what SeekOut is and what it does?
Absolutely. SeekOut is a talent solution. Our origins are in the recruit and talent acquisition. But now we help companies also manage internal talent, how to retain and grow and redeploy and career pathing. So we are a broad solution across the whole spectrum of talent. About my own self, I'm a geek and an entrepreneur. So background professor at Stanford. This is my second startup, 18 years at Microsoft. So pretty deep tech. And so this is exciting, all the stuff that's happening.
It really is. And to flow along with that, you had a really exciting announcement about SeekOut Assist. And, so can you tell us a little bit about that announcement and what you've put out into the market?
Yeah, so on April 6th, we announced SeekOut Assist. It is a new generative AI, chat GPT based solution for recruiters. It allows you to go from job description to a compelling message in moments. It is pretty hard for recruiters, and job descriptions are kitchen sayings, so lots and lots of things to be required. And you say what's important and what's happening and what's equivalent. So firstly, translating that into any kind of queries, okay, is a hard problem that is there. And the second is once you find great candidates, generating great messages for them that'll be meaningful for the candidate and will attract is a hard problem. So SeekOut Assist is our first offering that helps in both finding great candidates. You cut and paste the job description and we'll show you the candidates automatically, and similarly message and to have control over that message.
Yeah, it's so exciting and interesting. It's a wonderful use case based on what I've been learning about the generative AI and specifically Chat GPT. But just to clarify, SeekOut's had AI. The AI isn't new to SeekOut, and AI is not, Chat GPT or generative AI isn't the only AI. So this is the first time I think users have really benefited from your commitment to AI without really even knowing where the AI is. It's doing the work for them. This is the first real visual, hands-on type experience. Is that fair?
We've had AI, when you think about diversity filters or when you think about, a lot of power filters and other things that we have, the new thing that the generative AI technologies let you do is to understand English better, to parse English better, to generate English paragraphs. And so that is the dimension in which AI comes in new ways. And it really revolutionizes recruiters' life, saving them time, getting them to higher quality candidates, getting more responses to their thing. And that is what a recruiter's life is. We assist them and being better at what they do.
Yeah, I think I love that approach. And also, I think for the customers and potential customers out there, this has come on so fast. It's important to note that, the AI, this isn't a knee-jerk reaction to AI coming into the marketplace and let's get it in the product. This is a very logical extension of the kind of approach that you've taken in the platform.
Yes.
So can you frame or show us, or like how it works, or how it, some maybe quick examples of when you say it assists, how it assists recruiters?
Yeah, Georgia, I think I would like to first show it
Okay.
on what it actually means, and then we can dive deeper into how it happens and how do we make sure the people still stay in control, and how do we manage bias and everything else,
Okay.
right, that people are kind of concerned about. So let me share my screen.
Great.
And let us go here. Can you see my browser screen, George?
Yes.
Okay, so this is SeekOut. Prior to SeekOut Assist, we had something called Smart Match, where you could enter job titles, you could enter required skill, preferred skills, and we will source candidates for you. Now the example we will use, so here is, sorry, it is highlighted. It is a WorkTech application, a WorkTech job opening for senior data security architect. That is there, and they're looking for a lot of different things, basic qualifications and CI/CD pipelines and resilient applications with AWS, GCP, Azure, Python, Java, Go, etc. And you say, what does etc. really mean? So lots of different things, right? That is there. So I can just copy this job description. I can come into SeekOut Assist, as you said, this is early access, and I can just post this job description here. I just, and it has all posted 7 days ago. There are all kinds of junk in the application that is there too. You just come and paste it and you say create search. So we actually go through two processes. While we are generating the search for you, we tell you a story, and that is also using the generative AI technology,
Wow.
gathered
Okay.
around, so it's just making it interesting, and that is a good way.
I like that.
And then I let's say go to my search. Okay. So for your search, we have already generated, the candidates. We have generated some job titles. We have some skills. We have a lot of preferred skills around security solutions, endpoint, file, network security, etc. And you can see we have candidates. And in the SeekOut way, we not only find you the candidates, we tell you how they're matched. We highlight different things that are relevant. We bring in the GitHub expert information. So, we bring you all of this information. And you can also go and look at people insights. So, we give you insights. They're looking at this thing. You can select any companies. You can do diversity filters. So let us say you're looking at women candidates. So even with all of this, we are giving you control. So, if I come here, now the second thing I want to show you is on the messaging. So you can see we have identified the things, and I can control things. I can also come and delete some things, right? So this is what we call human-driven AI control. Okay, AI assistant, human-driven AI assistant. Okay. So I can come and change, and I can see all the terms that are being used, and I can do all of the filters and everything else that is active. So let us now look at the messaging side of it. So, this person works there, and I can come and say message, and we can automatically generate a message. So this is English text that is being, generated. Now what I can further do is I can say meaningful message. I can say I want to focus on health and well-being. Okay. Say update the message. It finds, come profile, was impressed at the data science, and it tells you about data security. And, so see, we believe in a healthy and happy employee. Our company culture is focused on your health and well-being. We have a range of wellness programs that includes access to gyms, healthy snacks, and mental health resources. So because we had decided to focus on health and well-being, this message is automatically being customized, you know, based on that information. Or if I click on meaningful work, I can update the message and it will take you around why the work is this thing, right? As a key of a data scientist. So basically, there is control for people to go and do. And this works also for, this is a Raytheon job, cyber engineer. And if you look at the terms here, they use all kinds of cyber ISSC and ATO and terms like, if you value DoD certifications and everything else, you can just come and again, come and paste here, and we will generate, the job for you in a second, showing you very, highly qualified candidates who have done this kind of work at NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. So let me stop sharing, and we can, go into what goes behind the scenes.
Yeah, understanding the complexity of just the search, but then understanding the complexity of how you're filtering and the communication aspects. That's really exciting to me, and this is a point in time where we really are taking a big leap forward in how we can assist recruiters, HR professionals, talent professionals. I'm curious about some of the company-specific language. I know that some of this is using, or all of it, perhaps, large language models to drive the English, as you put it, language. When we looked at the environment, health and well-being, is that also using a large language model, or is that specific to the user and the company they work for?
No, that is a great question, George. So the message that is generated is based on the job posting. In the job posting, usually there is a section where they might talk about health and well-being and how you support and what kind of flexibility you offer, right? And the person's resume. And so it is customized based on both the job description and the specific person we are messaging to.
Okay.
So health and well-being part comes from the job description, what the company says about it. And it summarizes it, not the whole paragraph, just the right few sentences that might be there. The other thing I wanted to point out was that it is not just that ChatGPT does all of the magic. So, for example, when you look at the job description, we extract a lot of things from, titles, equivalent titles, locations, close by locations, a lot of the different requirements that are there. So, as you know, if you were to take all of the requirements, put them in a Boolean as required, you'll get 0 results, right? So, what is happening behind the scenes is we are going and checking many times, many different combinations, so that you don't have too many results, you don't have too few results, and we can show you highly qualified candidates that are there, then you can control yourself.
Yeah. And how, as you've launched this, I know it's early access. Customers are accessing it, or some customer. What kind of feedback are you getting? What are the comments that you're hearing?
The excitement from the customers is immense, George, because it is a hard job. And what I say is it's not about time savings. It's not that this just happened quickly. We know, there is a wide range of recruiters that exist in all companies. And being able to get to high quality candidates is hugely saving. It's not that the search came. Imagine you take the wrong candidates and you send them to the hiring managers, or interviews get scheduled. A lot of precious time can get wasted if you are not surfacing the right people or you're not getting the right people to respond. So I think there is a huge quality element in addition to the time saving relevant that we do. And we really now start enabling all recruiters at the company rather than just the very, highly capable skilled recruiters at the company.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I had as you were going through the interface, thinking about, back a long, long time ago when I was, running a desk, as we say, all of the inherent knowledge you had to infer from, resume, we used to say, is more like poetry than it is a real description. And you had to infer their knowledge or understand, oh, that, this skill means they also have these other skills, and skills are becoming out of date so much more quickly now.
Yes.
The shelf life is just a couple of years on highly technical skills. And without a tool like this, I can't imagine trying to keep up with the market. So it's just so interesting.
And we allow all recruiters to, leverage what is their superpower. Their superpower might be, connecting with them on the phone, on the call, talking about the company, the culture, where the human, you got to have that conversation to get those warm and fuzzies to say, this might be the right place for me.
Right.
So giving people time, recruiters time to get to their superpowers is really exciting to us.
Yeah. Now, do you see, as you think of the future, I know this is early access and it's just out. Is there anything in the future that you're excited about with this technology or this approach that at SeekOut that you can share?
No. So there are a couple of things I want to talk about. Firstly, as you might have seen in the interface, the big philosophy for us in using all this AI is what we call human-driven, AI-assisted. It is really important to keep the person in control. So if you say whether we generated the search, we showed them what decisions we make, and the person can go and delete or add or do something out there. Similarly, when we did the message is visible. It does not automatically get sent out to 100 people or something like that. The person is in control and can decide what is important, what needs to be emphasized to do that. And all of the systems we look forward to, even in the future, that philosophy is very core. Now you can see lots and lots of extensions as we look at this future. So, here I said, here is an email message sent. It can be very powerful and say when you're getting on the phone, how to break the ice, how to have the conversation. Maybe you went to the same school, maybe something else, or if you're texting or whatever, so there's just a huge number of cases in terms of the communications. Another thing I talk about often is what we call beyond skills. So if you notice, the search is still, based on just the keyword phrases, digital marketing, search engine optimization,
right,
security architect. But oftentimes what you've actually done is in the English language that is written below, or eventually for people inside the company in the code, because for generative AI solutions, C++ is the same language as English or French or Japanese. You can do the same kind of reasoning. So you can do some really powerful stuff that we look forward to bringing to customers. But this itself is super powerful. People should try it out today. I think they'll be blown away.
Yeah, I think it's so important, this where you're headed, but how you're keeping people in control, because this is new, and
Yeah,
we need to understand its impact, the value that it adds, and it doesn't feel like a black box here. It
yeah,
feels like something that I'm in control of, and I can throttle up or down depending on how I
yeah,
feel about the results. I know that's a seek out value
yeah.
in your overall approach. So I'm happy to see it alive and well here. Well, we spent a lot of time on this. I could go all day picking your brain on this, but for those that are considering implementing technology like this, sort of stepping back from SeekOut Assist for a moment and just thinking generally, are there any words of wisdom, one or two tidbits that you would ask them to focus on? You might have touched on some of it today that you want to reinforce or something, but what guidance would you give someone who isn't a technologist thinking about leveraging this technology?
So the first thing is, to not get afraid or spooked or anything like that. As you talked in the beginning, AI is coming along all the way. This is just one additional thing
Mm.
that is starting to happen. So a little bit to take it in stride, look at it case by case. You know, is this fulfilling a need, a specific need? Because people are being asked to do more with less every day and to do better. And then make sure that when they're looking at the systems, you know, that we don't eliminate the person in the loop and still get the power of these systems. And I think there is a huge amount of stuff possible there.
Mm.
And be excited. They can serve their populations better, whether it's recruiting or their internal employees. This is their opportunity to do some amazing things
Yeah.
that could never be done before.
Yeah, your excitement about it comes across the Zoom interface here. I have to say, I've always enjoyed catching up with you, and thank you so much for being here. It's very brave to come on and always pull a product up in these. It is technology, and as a CEO, I've always been impressed with your ability to jump into the product. We actually met 5 or 6 years ago on the floor of an industry event. And
Yes.
it was very much like this conversation. You told me what you were doing, and you said, "Let me show you." And you opened your laptop at a high top table, and there we went. And it's so incredible to watch the evolution of SeekOut. And I know you've got a big team behind you that's creating this. So it's so great to see you presenting this and digging in on it. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for hosting me, George. It's always delightful to have a conversation with you.
Oh, terrific. And thanks to everybody who's watching or listening. And we'll be bringing you more of this, and look forward to following SeekOut and learning more.